So today we're going to be doing a 2020 election prediction between Joe Biden and Donald Trump. So let's just get right into this video. We'll go into the map options. We're going to start out with the safe states. So there we go. So Washington, Oregon, California, Hawaii, all safe for Joe Biden. New Mexico, I would now classify as a safe state given Joe Biden's popularity. Massachusetts, Rhode Island, the usual jazz all up in the northeast. New York, Vermont, Maine, most of it, not that second district. Actually, I wouldn't classify Maine at large as safe. I think that's pretty much it. So now for the safe. Trump states: Alaska, Utah, Idaho, Wyoming, Montana, North Dakota, South Dakota, Nebraska, everything except for that second district I'll come back to. Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas, Louisiana, Missouri, Arkansas, Mississippi, Alabama, Tennessee, Kentucky, Indiana, West Virginia, South Carolina. Sorry about that. I think this is kind of where we start off. So 188 electoral votes for Joe Biden, 163 for President Trump. Now, where can Joe Biden expand his lead? He can expand his lead in places like Colorado. I'll designate in the likely Democratic column, just given its demographic changes. He can make it up with Maine at large. I put that into the likely Democratic column. He can make it up with states like Virginia. I now put in the likely Democratic column, just given its trend towards the Democrats. He can also win states like Minnesota, given his Rust Belt appeal. So now, Trump is at a significant disadvantage, 163 to 222. So where can he make up some of that lead? Well, it's going to be quite hard for him to make up the lead per se, but I do believe he can win the 2nd district in Maine and the 2nd district in the state of Nebraska. He will also probably win in the state of Georgia and Arizona, just given, I know Georgia with the African American appeal, but I just don't think it's quite enough to just push him over the line. North Carolina, I also see going to the president, just given the fact that, it is generally stereotyped as a Republican state, and it probably is. The only person in 2020 who could realistically flip it probably is Bernie Sanders. I don't see Joe Biden carrying the state of North Carolina. However, I do see Trump carrying the state of Iowa. Now, my reasoning behind this is Joe Biden, he has a white working class appeal, and that would help him in the state of Iowa. He would do better than Clinton did, but I just don't think his appeal is good enough with rural voters, and I think that could hurt him in the state of Iowa. So yeah, now let's go ahead and look at some of the leaning Democratic states. Let's start off in the state of New Hampshire, because I definitely see that one going towards Joe Biden, especially given, just his appeal with Northeastern voters. In the state of Nevada, I see that one also playing in Joe Biden's favor, just given the demographics of the state trending more towards the Democrats in the state of Nevada. Now let's go over to the state of Wisconsin, and that's a really hard call. However, I'm going to give a slight lean over to Joe Biden, just because he does have that white working class appeal. State of Michigan, again, could go either way, but I would give the lean over towards Joe Biden. These two, I would definitely put in the leaning, as well as the state of Pennsylvania, given Joe Biden's appeal, and that officially puts him ahead of 270. A reasoning for Pennsylvania: he, I believe, was born in the state of Pennsylvania, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, so those three I see going towards the Democrats. Now we have 2 states left. Very difficult to call. They could go either way. I'm going to start out in the state of Ohio. I see that one going to Trump. Now, before you say that, whoa, Joe Biden has a good Rust Belt appeal, I don't see these Ohio voters who are definitely like against the establishment, that kind of thing. I could see them voting for someone like a Bernie Sanders. Can't really see them voting for someone like a Joe Biden. I see that one ever so narrowly going towards the president, the state of Ohio. Down in Florida, I see that one going very narrowly towards Joe Biden, just because I think he can really appeal to the Florida voters. I know that the Democrats lost the Senate and governor contests in what is stereotyped to be a Democratic wave year. However, I do think that Joe Biden can have that slight appeal to push him just over the top. But really, this one in Ohio could really go either way. But just keep in mind, I see Ohio leaning towards Trump, Florida with a slight lean towards Joe Biden. So that's it for today's video. Thank you guys for watching this video. Someone commented, thank you for that, Daryl Jones, I believe it was, but saying that we couldn't see the electoral count. Hopefully you can see it now, given I stretched it a little bit in the recording process. So thank you guys for watching this video. Comment down suggestions below, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.